The GTX 1060 versus the RX 580.
These were titans of their price range back in the day 100 years ago.
This is back when cheap video cards were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, if you bought into this, which a lot of people did, the 1060 is still high up on the Steam
12
charts. If you bought into either of these GPUs back in the day, how are they holding up today?
What's your upgrade path? That's what I want to know.
Oh, well, we're not here to answer that. We're here to answer how well are these GPUs doing right now.
I bet it's not great.
All right, we're gonna go through some benchmarks. I ran these GPUs through our benchmark suite and included GPUs that are in the same price range. Today, around $300 of today's money. But really, we're looking at which one lasted better.
Yeah.
Does AMD have that fine wine, or did the GTX 10 series just hold up?
Like, look, when I used to do community stuff for games, people would yell at me when their 1060 wouldn't run a game that came out in 2023 at 120 frames a second. I'm like,
wow.
Dog, that's a 3 gig card.
Well, this one specifically is a 6 gig card. The RX 580 was 8 gigs.
That's
you got 2 more,
33% more gigs.
I'm not good in math, so I'm gonna trust you. You got 2 more gigs.
Yeah.
So not only that, the RX 580 was cheaper.
Well, that seems like a good deal, and it has copper pipes.
Yeah, well, this XFX is really, looks like it has carbon fiber. I don't think this is actually carbon fiber. Anyway, we're not here to judge the actual GPUs themselves. We're here to judge performance in today's benchmark suite, which includes some older games, but also ray tracing.
Yeah.
Upscaling, all that kind of stuff. So let's get to the numbers, because I know you want to see it. Here is a battle.
Battle for the ages.
Battle for the ages.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's start off with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 1080p, ultra high preset. There is no RT, and I did not put any upscaling, so this is pure rasterized farm to table pixels.
Real pixels.
And
These are all real pixels.
Yeah, and look at this. At the 1080p averages, frames per second is the gray bar. The 1080p 1% lows is the red bar. And we can see, boom, first win for the RX 580. Turning in, bigger bar better is what we say.
So it's like 10% faster. I wouldn't call either of these winners at 40-ish frames per second. Smooth 40.
Smooth 40, baby.
If you have a variable refresh rate monitor from the past, it's probably going to run great at this speed.
Smooth 40. Well, listen, compared to some of the other numbers we're about to see, these are good numbers. These are good numbers.
Hold on, is this whole video just an argument for upgrading your 8-year-old video card?
No, this is an argument for people saying, you know what, I bought a 580 and that was the better buy.
Okay.
But we'll see. We're not done yet. Next game is Black Myth Wukong. Yeah. Spoilers!
Notoriously great for old hardware.
Yeah, spoilers. The numbers for the 1060 and the 580 are not ray tracing. The other ones are ray tracing. I just wanted to show that the 9060 XT 8 gig at ray tracing is as fast as the 1060 and the 580 non-ray tracing.
I think I'd probably turn ray tracing off on that 9060 if I were you.
Yeah. This is, this was just
smooth 20.
If I turn on ray tracing, you can't. I would get a 0.
Look, it's like we used to say back in the 2000s, the human eye can't detect faster than 24 frames a second anyway, so why do you need more frames than that?
But either way, if you were to play Black Myth Wukong with no ray tracing, you're not even getting a smooth 20.
I bet I'd feel motion sick.
Yeah, so let's move over to Call of Duty Black Ops 6, 1080p extreme preset, but the upscaling is at 2 times, so this is actually rendering at 540p. Yeah, I was surprised, especially at 540p. I thought these older cards would do better, and you know what? They're actually neck and neck.
So I played a little COD last night. I think I played against somebody who's using one of these cards because they were just standing in a corner, kind of just whomping into the corner over and over again. I just shot him in the back of the head and moved on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. But you can get a console level experience.
Yeah, if you want to play like it's on an Xbox One, let her rip.
So Cyberpunk 2077, 1080p, ultra preset, but no ray tracing, no upscaling, no frame gen. This is just pure raster. And man, once again, those older GPUs.
It's time to upgrade, Adam.
If you like smooth 30. And I was surprised. To tell you the truth, we saw, so far we've seen a difference in the 2 cards when it came to Assassin's Creed. The RX 580, turned in a better score there. So far, these other numbers, you're right in line.
Yeah.
So all those things of people saying, oh, you know what, 8 gigs future proof. You want those 2 more gigs than the 1060.
Just different flavors of unplayable.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is better to have more VRAM for sure, but either way, like, you're at some point you're going to get diminishing returns either way. So let's keep going. I have RT. I turned on some RT.
This isn't going to go.
Zero.
Yeah,
nothing.
No surprises
You can't
here.
do any ray tracing in Cyberpunk.
Some people
Big old
really hate
goose
ray
egg.
tracing, but this isn't the way to get that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show, that you can't do it. F1 2024. This is another case where it does have ray tracing on the newer cards. The older cards, no ray tracing. It's still. I include this not to lie to anybody, because I want to state it clearly. Once again, the 5060, the 9060 XT, and the B580 have ray tracing turned on.
Okay.
The 1060 and the 580 do not have ray tracing
They
turned
don't
on.
support that.
But even then, those raster numbers can't keep up with the ray tracing, even though it is a light implementation of ray tracing.
Like the theme I'm detecting is that in the last 8 years we've had some real progress in GPU performance.
Yeah, well, and so far, neither of these cards can hit 60 FPS so far at 1080p or even 540p. Let's keep going. We're not done yet. Returnal, Epic preset. This is another situation where RT is on the newer cards, but not the older cards, and we're still smooth 30.
That's not
Okay.
This is hey,
Shadow
finally.
of the Tomb Raider.
Okay, this is a
which
game that came out
almost around the time that these GPUs were
This was
launched.
2018. Is Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
I can't remember, but this is 2017, this is 2016, so within a couple years of each other.
Okay.
We finally hitting a smooth 60 at 1080p. There is no ray tracing, there's no upscaling here. This is a smooth 60. So, there you go. Win for that. Couple more left. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege X, which is the brand new variation. 1080p, very high preset, which defaults to a 50% render scale. So
Okay.
we're looking at 540p here again.
Yeah.
And hey, we're getting over 60 FPS, especially on that 580.
That's pretty good.
That's a win for the 580 for damn sure.
I don't
right
really
there.
feel like anybody's winning any of these, but that bar is bigger than the other bar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. Maybe you're not gaming on these old GPUs. Maybe you think, oh, they're still fine for things like content creation. Well, I ran Adobe Premiere Pro.
Wow!
And I was surprised. Listen, the 1060 is about half the score of the 5060. But this is the one situation where the 1060 hands down beats the RX 580, even though the RX 580 has more VRAM. It's because NVIDIA
NVIDIA
generally has better support for Premiere Pro than AMD.
Wait.
So yes, we did look it up, and NVENC is supported in here.
Kind
NVENC
of.
started around Kepler data. So I'm not judging quality here. We're just judging on performance.
I'm going to tell you, I
yes.
always kind
What
of
do you tell me?
assumed that the Premiere benchmark limited value because Premiere feels pretty fast, laptops, desktops, the whole thing. This is shocking.
Unless you're on an older GPU.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, this is the overall extended run, so this does
Okay.
include 8K footage and various
Oh.
other codecs. So
Your long ops.
yeah. So so it's usable to somebody. You're probably editing 1080p, probably just fine.
And get
Yeah.
yourself to a Best Buy and just buy whatever's there. It's going to be better than this.
Yeah, get a handheld. Run Linux. All right, and then I just had to show, just for fun, we have some AI
no.
benchmarks. Not that you're running AI on
None of
these.
this is gonna work.
Nobody loves AI, I get it. It doesn't work on the image generation. We're getting a big fat 0. But you know what? The 1060 actually did turn in a couple scores for some small language models in the text generation. I was surprised. I was like, oh wow,
Wow.
something ran on that.
That is exceedingly stupid.
So you still 1060 still got a little bit of AI juice in it.
I don't. It's bad juice. That's
Okay.
that's like a mango cranberry. It's not what you want.
Well, so we saw the numbers.
Yeah, they're bad. Across the board, terrible.
I mean, listen, either way, it's time to upgrade probably if you're on
please.
either of these GPUs. But what do you think about fine wine? Would you say, all the people who are like, hey, you know what, the 580 Polaris, that generation was just amazing. You get more VRAM for your buck. It's cheaper. Drivers continually get better.
It seems like if you were like this, I couldn't find this card on the Steam hardware survey. Just for the record, it's
Oh, the
way down
580.
there.
Yeah.
And also they didn't break them out by SKU at that point. I don't think either. But if you had that card instead of the number 12 GeForce 1060, you're probably in slightly better shape. And also, I bet this didn't come in a really garbo 3 gigabyte SKU.
It had a 4 gig.
That's 20.
Version.
That's slightly better.
So I believe it did. Either way, both of these GPUs are donezo because driver support for the 580 ended earlier this year.
Yeah.
We know that the 10 series driver support is ending very soon.
Guillotine is coming down now.
Yeah, so and you see what the numbers are compared to the current crop of $300 GPUs.
Anything's better.
To a certain degree, yeah. But you know what, man? If you're still let us know. Are you still rocking one of these GPUs? Because like, hey, good on you.
What do you play?
Yeah. Also, good on you. You
got your money's worth.
You got a lot of money's worth.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to put it on a boat and say, you know what? Now is the time to upgrade. Actually, you know what? I had one more thought when I was testing these numbers. You know what? These numbers looked very familiar to me.
What?
The Steam Deck. That we get similar results. I didn't do the official testing, but
wow.
in Steam Deck, you're usually, in 40, aiming the smooth for 40, the smooth yeah. 40. Like this is at 1080p. Not all of them are 1080p, but like we're talking about Steam Deck-ish numbers here, which is cool.
The nice thing about the Steam Deck, though, is that Valve and the developers kind of optimize your games for the green checkmark games, so that you get that smooth 40 on the Steam Deck. And nobody's doing that for the 1060.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe because the Steam Deck is now the min spec and it's turning in very similar performance to the 1060. Maybe you can get a little more juice out of this.
Just slide that bar in the GeForce Experience all the way over to fast. Yeah. Get that smooth 40.
Yeah, I'm curious. So I kind of like these retro looks into the past to see just where some of these old GPUs land today. I want to do it for CPUs next. Do you want to see how some old CPUs perform in current benchmarks?
Look, the thing that I'm stoked about is that the $250, $300 Intel GPUs, the low-end AMD, both look like real values.
Yeah, not compared to the
8-year-old card.
Not compared to the rest of the stack, but compared to where you might be upgrading from.
Like you're getting a good. Like I'm saying, if you spend $300 on a video card today, you can get a substantial upgrade for your 8-year-old GPU, 9-year-old GPU.
Yeah. So you've got the numbers. Do with them what you will. Leave all your comments down below. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button for more of stupid testing like this, because it was fun. This is the kind of fun testing I like to do.
And look, if you bought the Radeon card back then, you're allowed to be smug about it.
Yeah, you should.
Tell all the message board people,
take that W.
Hey man, your 1060 sucks. We have the proof.
Yeah, we've got the proof. We got the juice. Anyway, subscribe. Thank you. Catch us in the next video, which is going to be right here, underneath Will. It's a good one.
It's got a cat.
No, it doesn't.
Should.